TikTok and the dangers of TikTok and the psyop from communist China that is TikTok. And whenever I talk about this with people, this is the number one thing I get back, and I'm sure you get this too, is, oh, who cares if TikTok is getting our data? First, I'm not doing anything wrong. Who cares? What do they care about? But it's also, well, listen, big tech in Silicon Valley in America, they take our data too. So what's the big deal? What do you say to that?
It's funny because I've heard that exact phrase verbatim. I'm not doing anything wrong. What's the big deal? So I think to explain the danger that TikTok poses, you have to take it in two pieces. First, there's the China connection. TikTok is owned by a Chinese-based company called ByteDance, which is subject to the People's Republic of China's laws and policies, which effectively means every ostensibly private entity has to work in the service of the state. They have to conduct state intelligence work. So if the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, says, hey, we want this data, we want this backdoor, then they have to comply or else they can't operate in China anymore. So that's effectively, TikTok is in the clutches of the Chinese Communist Party. So number two, why it's important, because we know that, American companies hoover up a lot of this data. That's a massive problem. I do think there should be a national data protection framework to sort of fill some of those holes in our privacy areas that we haven't done yet. That's in the work in the legislature. Great. So number three, then, you have to understand that by comparison, America, thank goodness, still has a system of an engaged citizenry, of, a free press like yourself, an independent judiciary to sort of interrogate these privacy issues. China doesn't have a system like that whatsoever. So when it's in the Chinese government clutches, you don't get that opportunity to debate. And I would say, fourthly, it's important to know that TikTok does have very intrusive data collection practices that are unusual. The cybersecurity company Internet 2.0 has a malware analysis tool called Malcore. And what they did was they looked at TikTok as a platform and they gave it a Malcore score in the 60s, which means this is among the worst in the industry. This platform actually exists to collect data. The only one that got close to this score was the Russian app VK, which we know is a veritable a sieve of data and whatnot. So TikTok, they have actually taken steps to hide and conceal a lot of what they're doing in terms of data collection too. That is not a normal practice. That is something when they were caught hoovering up the unique device identifiers within the period of at least 15 months by the Wall Street Journal and their analysis, they took in steps to conceal this loophole in Google's policies that prevents those unique device identifiers from being collected. They took measures to encrypt it and to basically obfuscate what they were doing. To me, if you're an honest broker, that doesn't happen. TikTok is pretty noxious.
Absolutely. No, bad actors. No, the communists in China, of course. Kara Frederick, the Wonderful Heritage Foundation. Kara, thank you so much for your insight. Well done.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you. And the PSYOP campaign is what they send your kids, but we don't care because the dance videos are entertaining or whatever. Hey, thanks for watching that clip from our special Big Tech Revolution. We talk about the rise and potential fall of big tech and how big tech started and where they are now, where they're going, and all that good stuff. And you can watch that on the First TV app, available in the App Store. Also, our podcast, Politics by Faith, because all this big tech and transhumanism and computer chips in your brain kind of stuff, it's anxiety creating, no question. What's next with that? How do we work with that? How do we raise our kids in this new big tech world where everything is different? That's the kind of things we talk about in our podcast, Politics by Faith, where we take a thing that causes anxiety that's in the news, and then we give some historical perspective and biblical piece to help that anxiety go away. Because I don't want to be living with anxiety. I want to be able to sleep at night. And I want to wake up refreshed, clear-eyed, ready to take on the day with wisdom and clear thinking. So that's the purpose of our podcast, and you can listen to that anywhere you listen to podcasts. It's called Politics by